Hey, welcome back to another episode of Just Call Me Josie, and in today's video we are going to be doing a beauty battle, which is going to be a new series here on my channel. And in this first episode we are going to compare the Hourglass Scattered Light Eyeshadow to the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow. And this whole idea came about when I received this one yesterday and I swatched it on my hand for the first time, and I sort of had a little baby deja vu moment, and I felt like I had something super similar to that shade. So I went into my makeup collection and I went straight for the Super Shock shadow. So the shades that we are comparing today is the Hourglass Scattered Light Eyeshadow in the shade Blaze versus the Colourpop Super Shock shadow in the shade Sequin. I am, by the way, wearing both of them right now. Can you tell a difference? Do let me know in the comments. So we are going to do a demo of applying these. There will also be a wear test, and we will also do side-by-side swatches comparing both of the shades, and I will give you some pros and cons with both of these formulas. So I'm just going to start off by applying the Fenty Pro Filter Eyeshadow Primer all over both of my eyelids. I'm going to dip into the Colourpop Double Entendre palette just for some matte shades for the crease. So I'm just going to set down the eyeshadow primer only from the crease and upwards, leaving the lid tacky. So now that we have some basic mattes down in the crease, it is time to put these two to the test. And I'm going to place the Hourglass Blaze shade on my left eyelid, and I'm going to place the Colourpop Sequin shade on my right eyelid. I'm going to make sure I have a lot of pigment on my fingertips, so this is the Hourglass. And let's see how this applies. It applies really well, and the glitter is also showing up really nicely. So I'm just gonna pack it all the way from inner to outer corner. I'm gonna pick it up on my ring finger as well and load it up quite a bit, so we have loads of pigment right there. I'm just gonna start to tap that on as well. This one feels thicker, one thing that I'm noticing. Okay, so there we have both of the shades on the eyelids, and first off I have to say that the color is almost spot on identical, at least in person. The one thing I am noticing, however, is that it's a little bit more sparkly on the left eye, whereas this eye has a little bit more base pigment that is a bit more foiled and metallic looking. And you can tell that there is glitter on top of the foiled metallicness, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can scooch a little closer to the camera so you can see for yourself the effect that they are giving. So this is as close as I can zoom in, and hopefully you guys can see what they look like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but in my opinion they are super close. So now I'm just gonna finish off this eye look, add some mascara of course, and then I'm just gonna go about my day, and I will check in with you guys in a couple of hours. I cannot wait that long with this wear test because I do live in Sweden and the sun sets really early, unfortunately, so it's gonna be pitch black in just a couple of hours. But right before then I'm gonna check in with you guys. So I will do two swatches on my left hand without an eyeshadow primer underneath, and then I will do two swatches with the Fenty Pro Filter Eyeshadow Primer underneath. So I'm gonna start off by swatching this one lightly. This is the Hourglass Blaze shade. I'm just picking up a little bit and I'm just gonna sort of tap it. So I'm gonna swatch Sequin right here next to it. I'm sort of tapping this one on as well. In these swatches you can tell that the Hourglass one has just a little bit more of a refined type of glitter throughout it, and it also has more of a densely packed glitter, whereas the Colourpop one has a little bit more chunky glitter, but it's just such a subtle difference in my opinion. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit right here, and I'm also applying about the same amount, trying to over here. I'm gonna swatch the Hourglass right here. I'm gonna pat it on top, and as you can tell you get a lot more pigment this way, and they show up a lot more vibrant, almost a little bit more foil, and you lose a little bit of the sort of loose sparkly effect this way, but they're still absolutely gorgeous. So let's get a heavier swatch of Sequin as well. I'm just gonna tap that on top right here. We have Hourglass over here as well as the Colourpop right here. So once the light sort of hits them the same, I feel like they are super similar indeed. They are almost identical, but the one difference that you can tell that gets even more evident when you pack it on a primer is that the Colourpop one has a lot more of a strong base pigment, whereas the Hourglass one has more glitter. So that is the basic difference between these two. So it is now actually 5 hours later and I am back to check in with you guys. And I have to say that pretty much nothing has moved on my eyelids whatsoever on either side, which is quite amazing. I have maybe 2 or 3 glitter specks on the Colourpop side and absolutely zero fallout on the Hourglass side, which is fantastic. And obviously some of the credit has to go to the Fenty primer because this one grips onto shadow like nobody's business. But I mean, still, even so, I was expecting a lot more glitter fallout for one, and maybe some fading and maybe some creasing even, but none of that has happened. So I definitely give both of these formulas a big thumbs up. So here is one last close-up of what the eyes are looking like 5 hours later. I am quite impressed. Okay, you guys, so lastly, some pros and cons with both of these formulas. So the pros for the Hourglass one is that this is more of a versatile product, I would say. This one layers up really well. You could get a really just soft, sparkly, ethereal look if you dab it on lightly. And you can also get a more foiled, pigmented type of party look if you so choose. Cons with this product is, of course, it is quite expensive. Also, this shade is not vegan, if that is something that is important to you. Only the shade Foil is. And it only comes in 5 shades, so you don't have that many different shades to choose from. Not that serious cons, but I'm throwing it out there anyways. So for the Colourpop one, obviously it is so much cheaper and you can buy several shades of this one and still not get up to the price tag of the Hourglass one, so that is a huge plus. The Colourpop one also offers a massive shade range. I suggest that if you are after the similar effect of the Hourglass Scatter Light, that you look into purchasing one of the Ultra Glitter finishes from Colourpop, because those are going to be the most similar. I'm even driving myself crazy with the whole similar word. I don't have that big of an English vocabulary and I cannot for the life of me find another word. I'm so sorry. The Colourpop one is also more foil and has more of a base pigment. Whether or not that is a pro or a con is up to you. The cons for the Colourpop one is you do get less grams in each product. They do tend to dry out rather fast. And you have to make sure, that was my dog, and you have to make sure that you screw the lids on tightly after each use so they don't dry out faster, because that will happen, trust me. So after all of that, you guys, the Hourglass is most definitely a very pretty, gorgeous, sparkly, shimmery, delicious type of eye product, but you can most definitely get a very similar effect using the Colourpop Super Shock shadows in the Ultra Glitter finish. And if you want to color dupe for the Hourglass in the shade Blaze, I feel like I have found one at least in the Colourpop Sequin shade. I'm really happy that I purchased this one because it is such a stunning glittery product, but I feel like in the future I'm going to stick to keep on purchasing my Colourpop Super Shocks because, yeah, I just feel like the price tag isn't really worth it. To me at least, but of course you decide for yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this concept, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up before you go so that I know to make more of them, and also do feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you on board, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Take care until then. Bye!